Excuse my red eye. I'm just recording this quite quickly. It's a little bit late at night, so I'm gonna get this done. I'm replying to a video that was made in 2007, and bluntly, it was stating a few generalized facts about what atheism thinks of Muslim and Christianity, and at the end, there was a little fact that it gave, which basically said that wars of nationalism over the past century have been, I think it said, more violent or dangerous than religious wars. Now, I think you shouldn't just rule out the rest of history when you're talking about religion. Because yes, the atheists do like to talk about the Crusades, but that's not the only holy war. In fact, all of the ones that you've listed have happened over the past century, yes. Sorry about my camera, sorry. But the wars that I'm about to tell you about have happened over the past millennium. First off, the Holy Inquisition. This was the Christians versus Jews, Muslims and heretics in Spain from the 15th to the 19th centuries, also spreading to other countries. Sorry, hang on a second. This is a very crappy webcam upload, so you'll have to bear with me. Albigensian Crusade, 13th century, Orthodox Christians killing heretics. Massacres of Indian independence, 1947, that is in the last century. Hindu versus Muslim. 30 Years' War, Christians, Catholics versus Protestants, and Germany. From 1618 to 1648. The Troubles. Catholics versus Protestants, Northern Ireland. This is this century. Last century and this century. 1969 to present day. St. Bartholomew's Day Massacre, 1572, Lyon, France. Catholics killing Protestants. Persecution of Christians, 2nd to early 4th centuries, Romans versus Catholics. Al-Qaeda, present day, Muslim fanatics and Westerners. Salem witch trials, 1692, Christians versus the imperfectly Orthodox. Religious wars of 16th century France, Catholics versus Protestants. Bosnian Civil War, 1990s, last century, Orthodox Christians versus Muslims and Roman Catholics. Siege and massacre at Jerusalem, 1099 Christians killing Jews and Muslims. Russian pogroms, Christians killing Jews, medieval times to the 20th century, up to the last century. Sudanese Civil War, 1983 to present, Muslims versus Christians and the animist rebels. The Teutonic Knights and their crusades, 13th through 15th centuries, Christians versus pagans and other Christians. East Timor, 1970s to present day, Muslims mainly killing Christians. Hussite Wars, Roman Catholics versus Hussites, Central Europe, Bohemia, Moravia, 15th century. I apologize if I mispronounce any of these, I'm very sorry. Iconoclastic controversy, Byzantium, 726 to 9th century, Christians against Christians. Indonesia, Halmahera, Ambon, 1990s to present, Muslims killing Christians. Again, we see last century. Ivory Coast, present day, Christians versus Muslims. Crusades, there you go, Christian versus Muslim. Sri Lanka, 1983 to present, Hindus mainly killing Buddhists. It's a different one. Sack of Constantinople, 1204, Roman Catholics killing Orthodox Christians. Chatila, 1982, Christians or Jews killing Muslims. Forced conversations of Saxons, 772 to 804, Charlemagne, Christians versus pagans. You cannot tell me that a nationalist war is more dangerous than a Christian war. There are far many wars that have not been a collective of the ones that you have described, that have been wars simply in the name of God. Now, there was another point in your video, which was that the belief in God is merely a rational thought based on observation. No, it's not. God is a assumption based on observation, based on crude observation. And it kind of annoys me when people say that this is a rational observation, because it's not. The rationalization that you try to give, or the scientific backups that you try to prove it with, are incredibly false. Now, onto the actual point of the video, which was that if religion was to leave the world, well, that religion should leave the world because it is a irrational idea. Personally, I disagree with this, simply because you're right. You're very right. Religion does give something that people hold on to, and if it was to suddenly disappear, there would be a lot of pissed off people out there, and they'd probably start more wars. To be quite honest with you, it would still be a religious war, but there would be more violence than otherwise. Now, what I disagree with in your video, sorry, I'm just trying to think. It's quite late at night here. Is that you were claiming something about human consciousness, about how fashion is merely a human thought, how drinking is merely, a frivolous human activity which can be perceived as which can be an illusion, as a desire. What you fail to realize is, I can get drunk, and that would be a reality. I can go out and buy some clothes for myself, and the feelings, the reaction around me from humans will be real, whether or not they're atheist or not. With Christians, it's all... with Christians, Muslims, anyone, it's all assumption. Ciao.